to y'all audio only, but I am here. Sorry I'm late. I was finishing up my recording for the breakdown for today's episode. But welcome in to another Beyond the Gates live stream. Can everybody hear me okay? Um Let me make sure. Hey Rose, how are you, honey? Hi, my lady. Hey Jacqueline. Hey Lulu, and welcome to the membership. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Hey Elaine, how are you, honey? It's been a interesting week of Beyond the Gates. And Elaine, my name is spelled with a C, boo, not a K. I meant to post that in the comment section one day, but I forgot. But welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. I'm also trying to get some things like some photos so that we can bring things up. Okay, Dominic, welcome in, honey. I just got finished watching today's episode, y'all, and I did not put myself together, so this is why I'm audio only today. So bear with me, but we still can have the chat because Lord, this week in Fairmont Crest has been real. Well, first and foremost, how did y'all feel about today's episode? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are we feeling about Friday's episode number 153? Let me know in the chats. Also, let me know who your favorite character or storyline is. Hi, Katrisa. How are you, boo? Welcome in. Yeah, this is our time to recap the week and talk about everything that has gone on. I know I'm on Kat's ass today or this week, and I didn't expect to be here, but she's going a little bit too hard with my girl. She's going a little bit too hard with my girl, and she's going a little bit too hard for a loser, for me. Lulu gave this episode a 6. Rose, you gave today's episode a 10? Okay. If you're listening in, drop your ratings in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. What did you rate today's episode? And then you can also follow it up with let me know who's your favorite character, what's your favorite storyline. Where do y'all want to start from this week? We can talk about everything from this week. Katrisa, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Hopefully I am. Let me know if not. Katrisa says it's an 8 out of 10. Elaine says today was flat and definitely did not feel like a Friday episode. It felt a little less cliffhangery, right? Like they hung the cliffhanger on Nicole showing up at Ted's hotel room, but I already know what that is. Hi, Michelle. Michelle, you gave this episode a 6. Okay, Katrisa. Okay, perfect. So today was a 4 for you, Elaine. Okay. In my breakdown, I was saying it wasn't a terrible episode. It was slower. I don't want to say not as interesting, but maybe that is what I want to say. Like, those are the words that I think I want to use. But that's probably also because I'm so not invested in the Kat, Tomas, Eva of it all. Like, that is a love triangle that I cannot wait for it to run its course. But I understand, right? Like, I really understand why they're using it and how they're using it. But I'm like so over that. So for that to take up so much time, I'm just like, And then I'm not a fan of Martin and Smitty, but like they got back together. I didn't need their whole getting back together to be a whole thing, but I do think that the Martin and Smitty getting back together was something to use for specifically Nicole and Ted, and to put them in a moment for like consideration and like love is in the air and blah 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 blah. So that's why we got that. So even that was like because Martin's honestly, and I didn't put this in my breakdown, but Martin's I was kind of side-eyeing his vows. They weren't terrible vows, but I don't know. I'm a person who really listens when people talk. And I hear what you're saying, but I also hear what you're saying, if you get what I'm saying. And so much of like some of these like more narcissistic characters don't even realize how much they center themselves when they're trying to talk about the other person that they love so much. And I just immediately like check out when your love of me or your adoration of me is centered around what I do for you, because it's ultimately like, no, baby, you love yourself. And because I do something for you, you happen to like have a little bit of love to spare. And that's kind of what the vows was giving me. Maybe I need to go back and listen to it because I don't know if I'm being hypercritical, but yeah. Welcome in NYC Law Lady. How are you, boo? Jacqueline says I got in late today and haven't had a chance to watch today's episode. Oh, I don't want to spoil it for you. So take a look, child. Take a look. Is the audio okay, y'all? Am I too loud? Please let me know if there's any issues with audio. Kat and Tomas, it's a no for me. Yes, Michelle, it's a no. Her man is trash, ain't not gonna lie, period. Elaine says this was a filler. Happy smarty family. Tired Ted still standing and waiting for Nicole to do something like she did something wrong while he stands there saying words but nothing else. Literally, do y'all think that Ted is really gonna wait? Because he said in this that he was gonna wait for Nicole. Do you think that he's gonna wait? I don't know if I believe it. I honestly would respect him more if he did something like waiting for Nicole. The audio's low. Let me see. Is that better? I don't want it to be too loud because y'all, I get to sometimes when I go off on a rant and then I get to peeking and it messes up. So make sure you check your device too. Some people saying it's good, but one person said it's low. You don't like Ted, Dominic? Leslie being omnipresent everywhere. I'm so over it. A spot of Bill and Haley, but not enough to get anywhere. I mean, at least we got one thing. They threw the audience one little bone with her coming to like Ted's room and then seeing Nicole go in and then her face cracking behind that. I think they did that for the audience. I mean, they definitely did it for the story, but it's like, golly, it feels like she don't ever take no L's, and at least we get this one little L. And yes, she pulled the fire alarm, but she had a moment of like realizing, oh ho, you ain't won yet. So there's that. C. Corbin, how are you, honey? Says today was good. That crazy Leslie pulled that dang alarm. I think Nicole and Ted probably would have done something. I think that they would have done something, but I also think that them doing something doesn't change things for Nicole. And I talk about that in my breakdown. So when y'all watch that video, you'll see exactly what I mean by that. You think that she's forgiving Ted? That's what you think that means? Y'all just telling me y'all ain't never had no hate hunches. Not y'all telling me y'all ain't never had no hate hunches, because that don't necessarily mean immediately forgiveness. At least not in my book. But, you know, I done had a little bit of different experiences. So there's that. And I've had my little time with a tumultuous trifling, yo. Rose, you think that she's forgiving him? Hi Sandra, welcome in. Says I wish Nicole will forgive Ted and give him another chance because I'm sick of Leslie. She is so miserable. Okay, so like let's unpack that. Sandra. You want Nicole to take back this man who could not be bothered to do much of anything outside of send a card and some flowers after his love child from a cheating season 20 years ago pops up, infiltrates his home, befriends his wife, and blows up his life. And then when said wife becomes estranged because she's deeply hurt, devastated if you will, and files for divorce, all you can do is send flowers and your expectations of her eventually getting over it because you're giving her time, while also not mitigating the interactions of said mistress with the wife all during this time, and then also dipping into said mistress behind a drunken night of despair for you because, oh my God, this is so terrible for you. You want Nicole to take that man back simply because The mistress is miserable. Is that what we saying, Sandra? No worries, Rose. I mean, she could, right? She could be forgiving him. So I don't know for sure. I'm just saying my first mind doesn't lean to forgiveness. And I just gave y'all context as to why. But Rose, you could 100% be right. And she could be forgiving that man. I would hate that for her. But she totally could be. I think that when we're like talking about Ted and Nicole, there's so many things at work and we need to deal with them in respect to what they are. So the Ted and Nicole of it all, their unit is one thing. And like, is this a healthy relationship? And when I say is it a healthy relationship, is it a healthy and beneficial relationship for both parties? It's very clear to see what Ted gets out of being married to Nicole. It's not as clear for me to see what Nicole gets out of being married to Ted, which is why I am so willing to be on a Nicole, don't take your ass back to that marriage train. This is just how I'm thinking, y'all, and I'm gonna walk y'all through the process. So that's one thing. There is another of the actual mistress who to Elaine's point is omnipresent, right? And still causing problems, still being annoying, still doing all of these things. That is a whole other thing in addition to looking at the base level relationship. So to me, when you add in Leslie into the equation, that just becomes another strike for like, why not to return to this marriage? And then when you add Eva onto that, it becomes another strike, why to not return to this marriage? And we're just building up strikes against this marriage, against this coupledom, because it feels like it's just a bunch of emotional and mental labor waiting for Nicole to be able to try to maintain this relationship. For what? The honor and privilege of being on the arm of Ted Richardson? I'm sorry, that ain't gonna be able to be enough. I ain't gonna be able to make it enough. Hi, Miss Vaughn. Welcome in, boo. Elaine says that Nicole just wants resolution with the dissolution. I agree. Come on. Come on. Words. That's a word right there. That's another word. Elaine says Nicole has seen Leslie and Eva more than Ted since June. Boy, bye. Hello? Hello? And y'all, I want to be so clear. Like, this Erica, this version of Erica that you're getting is the Erica that takes into consideration all the lumps and bumps that she's already experienced. So I'm going so hard with Kat because there are parts of it. I mean, the Raggedy Negro I was running after, he had way more flavor, way more to him. He was much deeper than what the hell Tomas is giving. But at the end of the day, he was still not the man that I wanted him to be or that I pedestalized him to be. And I behaved in a way that that continued to put me in a circumstance of like compromising myself because he's not this person. Like, people are not their potential. And one of the things that we learn very early on, I think specifically as Black women, is to date with potential in mind. And if you see the potential, then it's almost like, oh, well, it's here, it's just a matter of time. But no, some people never even arrive at their potential. And as you live and as you go through relationships and as you learn, if you learn, you start to realize like, oh, I need to date the person. And if the potential comes, but am I good with who you are right now? Bump who you're supposed to be, bump who you say you're going to be, because all of that takes work to even get to. Who's to say that you're going to put in that damn work? And I said all that to say of like, the Erica that y'all are experiencing is an Erica who has gone through these things. And like, I can look at the stuff playing out with characters and be like, yo, when I did that, I can see exactly how stupid as hell I was. Okay, so this is what this is. And I also have the benefit right now of not being dumb and stupid or digmatized for a man. Maybe it would be different. Maybe if I was like, I don't actually think I would be that way anymore, just because I have been able to pick up on some of the telltale patterns. I think falling in love for me at this season is going to look just completely different, which it should, because I know more. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there. Miss Vaughn says, I love how Erica encourages me to think, love her down. Oh, I love you guys too. And thank y'all so much for the support. My breakdown yesterday, I had a moment where I addressed a pod of people who decided to clump up in the comment section and say how I'm too loud and I cuss too much and I analyze too hard and it's just the soap and I need to just say what happened and move on. And I'm just like, this is my I'm gonna, like, I want y'all to really I can't actually impress upon it. I can say this all I want, right? But this is literally how I talk in real life, y'all. Like, I talk to people like this in real life. The unhinged ass rants, like, if y'all I'm gonna bring Mariam on here. She's been on my channel before. One of my best friends, like, I call her about TV shows and she don't even watch TV. She's into books, but we're not even reading the same books most of the time. And I go off about book characters. Like, I am just this way. Like, I really love storytelling. I love life. I love learning about people and like how people think and why we do the things that we do. And in this world that is going to shit, right? This makes me happy. I write these type of stories. So like, I am a writer as well. I have, my own shows written that I'm trying to sell. I'm just now entertaining the idea of converting a script that I wrote, a pilot I wrote, into a book. And this like makes me happy. Like, I genuinely enjoy it. So when y'all are like seeing me all excited and like hollering and screaming, that is very real to me. Like, that is a part of my personality. It's how I naturally am. It's not me playing anything up for the camera or anything. So to have people like, you need to stop. I'm just like, stop being me. What the hell? Why would I do that? And also, I've gotten to this place, like, so much of what I infuse into my commentary is like my lived experience and what I know to be true, right? Like, based on what I experienced, this is what I think. And I give that to y'all. Elaine, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. That's so sweet. Thank you. You said keep it up. I'm going to. But so much of what I infuse in there is like my lived experiences. And part of my lived experiences is also playing down or playing small. And I'm done with that. Like, I've given that up. I've moved to LA 9 years ago. And even when I first got here, I was like putting myself in certain boxes and doing certain things. But you can't. If you want to get ahead in life, you have to be yourself. And it's so sad because I can know that and think about that now. And the amount of time that I spent trying to be something that people were telling me to be, trying to do things the way that people were telling me to do it at the beginning, like when I was just starting out in various spaces, only to know now of like, had I stayed true to myself and been authentic, I would have gone further faster, because that's what it's all about. The world is set up to like rob you of your essence. And then once you realize, and maybe some people don't ever realize, you're fighting to get back to who you were. And the time that passes is going to pass regardless, right? So for me, I'm doubling down and like, you don't like what the hell I got to say on this channel, you just don't have to watch it, because I've already been there. I've already found out that it doesn't work. Like, I've already navigated certain spaces, and whether I stayed quiet or not, people still were intimidated, because your girl, y'all don't get to see this on a regular basis, but your girl is 6 feet. I am a dark-skinned 6-foot black woman. Okay. I used to play basketball and volleyball. Like, I was a collegiate athlete. Like, I played D1 sports. So there's certain things about me that people are like intimidated by or uncomfortable with, regardless, whether I say something or don't, whether I look this way or don't, and people are going to feel a way. And I'm saying all this to y'all because if there's somebody in your life, or even somebody that you don't know that you may happen to come across just on social media, because we're all so much more interconnected now that we have social media, telling you to do something different and it does not align with who you want to be. So don't get me wrong, I'm not afraid of change, and I'm not afraid of evolving. I think that change is good. But if somebody is trying to coach you, criticize you to being something that you don't actually want to be, or you don't see as good for yourself, bump them people. Keep doing what the hell you're doing, the way that you want to do it. And don't get me wrong, like, I have moments where even with my commentary, I have gotten to a certain place. I'm almost at 50,000 subscribers. I've amassed a certain level of things, but there's still things that I want. And I'm wondering, like, damn, is this holding me back because I'm too loud, or is this? And it's just like, no, At the end of the day, some of this is just a process, and I'm going to get farther with sticking true to who I am. And also, me being honestly who I am is sustainable as hell, because I don't have to get on here and I'm not performing. I'm not making up a persona. I'm not, lying to y'all and then have to maintain that. I'm just me. And low key, she's a vibe. Low key, she gives not like the rest. So, yeah. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Sorry. But thank you again, Elaine, for that. And I started this off with saying I appreciate y'all so much for supporting me, because I mentioned that, and I had a moment in my last breakdown video where I said a lot of those things because I started to get a bunch of criticism. And I appreciate how you guys showed up in droves in the comments, and I'm just like, Erica, please keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to these people. So you know what? That's exactly what the hell I'm finna do. And y'all love it. And I love that for me. Like, I love this community. I love that we're able to have these conversations. And I enjoy it. Like, at one point, I did wonder, like, damn, Erica, you're the person that makes shit too deep sometimes. Or you're the person who, like, shifts the room. And I'm like, damn, is that a problem? And it's like, no, you are for who you are for. And sometimes it's going to rub people the wrong way. Sometimes people are not comfortable with it. And sometimes people don't want to think as deeply. And that's cool. That's cool for them. They could do what they need to do for you, but you stay true, because there are plenty of people who are like, damn, I appreciate being provoked to think deeper or differently. And I love seeing those comments so much. I didn't even bring any water down here, child. Okay, I'm back in the comments. My bad. I'm fabulous. Thank you so much. NYC Law Lady. Yes. Jacqueline says, I would like to see Nicole and Ted back, not because Crazy Leslie is miserable. I don't think I would have rushed to a divorce. I don't think that Ted and Leslie had sex because she is so conniving. Jacqueline. Okay, so I hear you, but even if they didn't have sex, even if they didn't consummate it, he's in the bed with that lady naked. Like, they got to that point. Like, I don't know. I know that people are, like, very committed to the institution of marriage, which is why, like, I am too. Like, if I am going to do that, and when I do that, it's going to be very important. I personally don't want to get a divorce, but I also am not going to allow myself to be chained to a man who is disrespecting me, who does not show up in the ways that I need, and who ultimately becomes an ankle weight. Hell, an anchor. There is, aside from them being in bed together, so let's say that they didn't consummate, Jacqueline. Like, let's actually talk this out. If Ted and Nicole if Ted and Leslie did not actually consummate, he didn't stick parts of him and the parts of her. They were still in bed together. He was still wallowing and drunk in the hotel room with her. There's no restraining orders. There's nothing to actually impede her from, Elaine, which I love how you put this, her omnipresence. She's constantly present. She's constantly able and available to insert herself into their lives. Does that not count for something? I don't think that Nicole rushed to divorce, but he also didn't rush with the truth. The divorce and all of that didn't really start percolating until additional things started to come out. And I think it became solidified for her when she found out that Ted did facial reconstruction surgery on the man, the brother of the man who Martin killed. And he ain't say a damn word, which shows a pattern of lying. So you have the mistress situation, then our son situation. God only knows what other things. So, one, I don't think that she rushed to the divorce. I think that she is moving forward with her life as she should. And two, I get that people don't want to have divorces, but also you shouldn't want to be chained to a man who cannot love you appropriately, period. I think that we've pedestalized, specifically for Black women, we pedestalize the idea of having a man as if that means you won something. And too many of us are trapped in loveless, non-reciprocal, stressful, anxiety-inducing, badass partnerships and marriages. But we married, I be damned, because I could do bad by my damn self here. Thank you, Rose. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found me too. You think that Ted was just too drunk? I don't want that. I don't want that type of man. I don't want that. If that's an option for you, you so drunk that you go and sleep with your lunatic ass mistress, baby, you're not the man for me. Isaiah will be making his debut with Eva. Yes, old boy from I know him from Sisters, but he look a little bit different. He was trained on Sisters. Come on, you feel 41. You living your best life. I'm the only child and was sheltered until 32 when my mom transitioned. Oh, rest in peace to your mom. I'm a kid in a candy store. I love that. Miss Vaughn, not City forever. I'm going to Poly City game, Miss Vaughn. I'm gonna be there, so you might see me, girl. But I'm going to go get me some some blue Sabras, and yeah, I'm trying to put together a little something. I'm trying to do it up this year because I was regular last year, but this year I'm about to do it up. So the orange and blue finna be crazy. If you see me in the crowd, you see me moving around that damn stadium, say hi, Miss Vaughn. Isaiah being with Eva. Yeah, that's the dude at the I think they meet at Uptown. Are they at Uptown? I gotta watch that preview again. C Corbin said, I'm a little bit behind with the chat, y'all, so bear with me. C Corbin says, Jacqueline, I don't think Ted did anything with Leslie either. She's too much. She's pushing herself on Ted. That was over 22 years ago. Move on, Leslie. She's just doing too much. She got that money. Okay, so my biggest thing in the conversation around Ted and Leslie, because there's people who every now and again, I think these are men, and I'll be trying not to alienate the men folk, but Erica's always going to be a safe space for women first and foremost, and the men who can be in conversation and community with me are also men who want to make safe spaces for women. There's a couple men every now and again that pop up on my videos and be like, so you ain't gonna talk about how Leslie is assaulting him? This is assault, but you ain't gonna give Ted credit for that. Yes, it is assault, but he's also not doing any of the things to try to mitigate said assault. So like in the conversation between Ted and Leslie, like, yes, she's doing too much, y'all, but what is he doing to stop her? That's what people love to say with women when it's the woman, because they also say that in my comment section. If the shoe was on the other foot, it would be, people would be up in arms. If the shoe was on the other foot, they would be asking Ted what he had on. What did you wear to make this person rape you? How was you being? Was you overly flirty? Like, that's how y'all do women. So like, miss me with the BS. And it's just like if it was a woman who was getting pressed by a man, the onus would be on her to defend herself up until the damn very end, because we catch hell when we're trying to stop stalkers and whatnot. I'm looking at Ted like, what are you doing? The bare minimum that he could do is get a restraining order. He has yet to do it. So miss me with this lady rubbing up on you because you allowed her to get that close. How many times has she been in his hotel room? How is she even making it past the door? But you want to talk about assault? Not that the assault is okay, but part of Ted likes the attention. He likes the adoration. And y'all not going to tell me that he don't. So it's one thing to say, yes, Leslie is doing too much. We know that she's crazy. What's Ted's excuse? Because Ted was too lenient when it came to her. Kat is your favorite, Rose? I love Kat too, but I'm getting on her behind this week. She doing too much when it comes to Nicole. And she too young to know better. Tomas is about to tear her every which way but loose. I want to know what is the excuse for Ted? Because Leslie, her excuse is that she's crazy. What is his excuse? Elaine says Ted did not rush to protect Nicole from the crazy woman. This counts for a lot of where a woman considers if you're sorry. Yes, he did not protect her from the crazy woman. Y'all, I cannot stop picturing them in Orphe jeans when Nicole put them hands around that girl's neck and Ted drove Leslie home. Like, what? What? So I'm sorry. I know that I be putting belt to ass when it come to Ted, y'all. And some of y'all want, but It's way too much evidence for me. It's way too much on this side that gives me countless reasons of absolutely the hell not. Michelle says Ted is just not trustworthy, period. And if I can't trust you, I'm in danger. If I can't trust you and you're my husband, I'm in danger. Period. And I know it seems dramatic, right, to think about it like that, but the more you live through some things, the more you experience some things, you realize that that's what it is. If you drill down to it at the bare minimum, that's what it is. Her trusting him when he's an untrusty Negro is a dangerous decision. It's a dangerous circumstance to put herself in. If nobody want Bill, send him your way, Miss Vaughn. Lord have mercy on my soul. Not send Bill your way. I love it. Yeah, I can see it that way. She has lost her trust in Ted, and I get it. I'm iffy on it. I would like to see him put his foot down with Leslie and just not entertain her at all. That's the bare minimum. He's running around Fairmont Crest talking about he's done everything he could to save his marriage. You haven't even put your foot down with this lady. You haven't even controlled the damn problem. Before you can address the damage done by said problem, you haven't even gotten control of the problem. And the one time that you kind of thought you got to win, you immediately took that and ran to throw it in everybody's faces, which shows how disingenuous that particular act was. You didn't go and try to intercede from her moving in across the street from Brandon and Anita because of the mental and emotional toll it would take on Nicole. You did it because they didn't like it, and because if you did it, you felt like that would give you points. I don't do people like that either. My antennas be up. And Ted, my antennas are up. He is a harmful man. Men are dangerous for us as women, especially when you love them. They are at the prime place to exploit your love. So that's why you have to keep your wits about you, okay? You have to keep your wits about you when you fall in love with these men. So, and then once you fall in love, your wits is already not in sync how they supposed to be in sync, which is why you got to pay attention around the whole love, right? That's why you got to try to choose the best possible man possible. You got to see this for what it is. Because the moment that you really love him and your guard starts to get let down, you are at this mercy, y'all. Y'all are at the mercy of these men, and some of them, child. That's why I go so hard. I done been torn every which way but loose by a young man that I love more than I love myself, and I didn't even know it at the time. I was in it. Y'all hear me? In it. It was not until I was out of it, going through therapy, like, damn, I love that boy more than I love myself. I will never do that again. Why was that the case? You live and you learn, child. You live and you learn. Ted is not a man's man. I love that, because some of the men folk that I have come across in conversation around Beyond the Gates, they feel like the Bills and the Teds, the cheaters, are the real men and the Jacobs are the weak men. And I'm just like, this is why we struggling in love. This is why we can't get it together, because I fear the men folk have been led astray. He just lets her right in every time she comes knocking. He does. He steps aside. He does. Exactly, P. Fortune. Welcome in, Christina. Elaine says, I can say that while I like Bill, he deserves everything that he has coming to him for how he treated Danny. He does. He does. And I'm in that boat with you. I actually do like Bill now. I like him. I am intrigued by whatever put him in a position to leave Danny and like continuing to unpack that. I want to see more of, but I also think that you deserve everything that's coming to you up until your death. I don't think he deserves to die, but everything else, you brought this on yourself. Nobody told you to leave your black queen, period. He started to put his foot down today, y'all. Rose, this is episode 153. This is episode 153. The big bomb at the anniversary party, I think it was episode 47. Rose. Rose. Now, I know y'all love a little Ted, but he just started putting his foot down today and you giving him points for that? We are 100 episodes out from when it took him 100 episodes to start to put his foot down. Child. Elaine says Bill was not only unkind, but he was cruel and mean to Danny. He humiliated her and tried to do so in her face and in public. Yep. But I think they have done a really good job of making Bill so nuanced. Like, he is not just a villain, and I love that. He's a very complex character. They give you, with Bill, they give you something to hate and love. With Ted, I don't see anything to love. Maybe that's also a thing I haven't said yet, but I don't see anything to love about Ted. Aside from, like, I actually enjoy new Ted, and I think that he can act. So I think that he's playing Ted great. Like, I have no qualms about Keith at all. But Ted on the page, I don't see no good in you. Period. Hey, Perspective Plans, how are you, honey? Why is the FedEx UPS guy from Sisters on Beyond the Gates? Exactly. Is Pam coming? Because you was cracking Pam on Karen's desk. What are you doing over here? Oh my goodness. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. Just from the little preview, I'm like, okay, this is not exactly the same as Trey. So let me see. And I love Eva getting another option. I don't love that Tomas is the one that's like, you need to go find somebody else to date so that your mama can get off your back. Sir, shut your... I can't. Michelle, you do not like the new Ted. You never will. That's because y'all like the stature and how fine old Ted was. But old Ted, he was very much so like the man who plays Tomas. He was one note. He would have not been able to give emotional beats at all. What you see is what you got. He said everything the exact same, regardless of whatever emotion was supposed to be behind it. I just could not buy into it at all. Stature wise, I liked him better because he had a bigger stature, like broader shoulders, and as a like physical force, he took up more space, and I love that. Like, I love a big man. But acting wise, old Ted, he was flat. He frustrated me just as much as Tomas frustrates me. Now, Rose says, now that's who I hope has some sense. Danny, please don't take Bill back. Hello. I'm glad I'm off that train. They almost got me, y'all. Like 15 episodes ago, I feel like I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I was like, okay, Bill and Danny gonna get back together. But I it was a moment. It was a spell. But I'm back. I don't want them to get back together either. Miss Vaughn says, Erica, you are a breath of life. The analysis of this soap is life to me. Oh, you want Bill to leave Haley for your ass? He's so fine. You can get the reform version, the one that didn't get Danny back, so he's sorry about it. He want to make sure his next thing is his best thing, but then also he learns about Haley, so he know what a real woman is. So then he'll be perfect for you, Miss Vaughn. And thank you so much for the compliment. I'm glad you enjoyed the commentary. Elaine says Ted is a horrible husband, a horrible father, a horrible friend. But y'all, like, I do want to make sure that the conversation is balanced. So if you are like a Ted lover, just have receipts. Like, I can have a conversation with anybody, but the people who come in here and just be like, Nicole need to take Ted back just cause. It's like, how can we have a conversation about that? So you might see Elaine or me like, yeah, I don't see no good in Ted. But if you do, just be able to say what you think is good, and then, we can have a conversation. I'd rather have Eva and Tomas and let Kat have the new guy. You know what, Michelle? You know what? I actually said that in my breakdown. I wish that Eva would have gotten Tomas, because the amount of heartache that Tomas is going to put Kat through, I don't want that for her. And I kind of want Eva to suffer a little bit more. So I see what you're saying. Jacob is not weak at all. Jacob, baby. They need to be making more of him. In the production plan of these men, they need to be pushing out more Jacobs, like more emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent men. Because my God, I will take an emotionally intelligent man over a man who just ticks off a bunch of aesthetic boxes, but gives caveman, gives dumb, gives can't have a damn conversation, cannot hold space for complex emotions any day. That feels like hell to me. That feels like hell. Erica is never dating an emotionally unintelligent man again. Ever. Can't do it. It's too much emotional labor. You like Kat and Tomas scene? It was funny. I don't like them together, so it's hard for me to enjoy their scenes. I got the little comedic beat that they wanted to do with it, sure, but I'm not a fan of Kat throwing her coochie at a loser, so there's that. They need a new Tomas. This one can't act. Yeah, Sabrisa, they need a new one. Stats. A new one. Stats. Please. Jacqueline says, I didn't like Bill at first. I think I started changing my mind about him around the time when Martin's storyline was unfolding. Once they started to open him up and we got to see more emotions, I think the stroke is when I was like, wait a minute, because he was so appreciative of DANI, and like you could just see the glimmer in his eyes. You also saw like the moments of hopelessness when you don't know what's going on with you, you know, physically or like health wise. It was that, I think, for me. The new guy in Eva that Eva's talking to next week is Isaiah. She's gonna meet him, I think, at Uptown. Vaughn on Divorced Sisters. Wait, who means like the Vaughn on Divorced Sisters? Because Vaughn is Bridget's man, right? The bum. Not old Ted could get this. I can't. Y'all, I cannot. You is throwing that cat. Old Ted, you throwing that cat. Current Bill. Sabrina asks, does anybody think that Doug may be alive? Do y'all think that? Oh, Isaiah is Jacob's brother. Oh, really? Y'all, okay, so CBS usually sends out a press email on Thursdays. They did not send it this past week, but then like a couple times they have had issues, and I've had to email them, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry that this is late, but they haven't sent it yet. So I don't have any other like contacts, and I don't read like forums or anything. The information that y'all get from me, like if it's like spoilers or predictions or whatever, it's only from like CBS themselves, because I'm on their press list. But this week they're behind. They haven't sent it out, and I'm just like, what is going on? I need to reach out and ask for a number, because I need to be able to text them. Like, y'all need to at least tell us, because I build into my schedule like, okay, I'm gonna record this next week on, and then when the email don't come, I'm like, so I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know that Isaiah is going to be Jacob's brother. I 100% think it was his physique, Jacqueline. They love Turtleneck Ted because of how them suits hung on him. He does give strong. Dominic says, stand up, Miss Vaughn, stand up. Isaiah is also the black sheep of the family. What is he, a criminal? Is he coming in to be a criminal? Of course. Of course Eva's going to get a criminal. Of course. Y'all, I can't. That's what I hear. When y'all say he's going to be the black sheep, both of his brother and his daddy is a damn cop. If you're a black sheep in a cop family, then your ass is a criminal. Oh my goodness. You be dibbling dabbling on the wrong side of the law. Michelle, what you mean by Vaughn from Divorce Sisters? I think I might have missed it. I'm trying to put two and two together. What solidified it for me that that Doug is actually dead is that they did a farewell to him when he shot his final scenes. And they typically do that when an actor won't be back. Unless they stage that as well. But I graduated summa cum laude from the Power universe, and I'm aware that in like the Power universe, you don't see nobody, that person is still in play. But I don't know, I didn't know it works the same in soaps. Isaiah's a counselor at Banneker. So how is he a black sheep? What? Good night, Elaine, thank you. How is he a black sheep if he's a daggone professional at a university? Oh, Bond is unemotional. He kind of gave emotional to me, just in the wrong ways. Like, he got all big and bad with that friend of the family who gave him a job because he don't want no job. He want to sit home and play them goofy ass games. Child, I would never be a Bridget. Could never be a Bridget. Even when I was my dumbest here, even when I was my dumbest, Micah was not that. My Zach was not Vaughn. Like, I feel like Vaughn is worse than Zach. You didn't see the farewell rose? They posted it, or where did I see it? TikTok? Where did I see that? Cleo says she was on his floor twice in today's episode. Tiny Ted needs a restraining order, but he won't get it because he likes the attention. Exactly. That's why I'm going to keep belt to ass when it comes to Ted. Because he's creating the perfect conditions for her to continue to be crazy. Not trying to put up no roadblocks. What am I supposed to do with that? Carlton is Vaughn on Divorce Sisters. No, Carlton is Vaughn is Bridget's little bummy younger boyfriend on Divorce Sisters. Carlton is Geneva's jump off. I can't think of his name right now, y'all. They need to bring Divorce Sisters back while we talking about it. Let me double check, y'all. I'm checking IMDb right now. Javon. Carlton is Javon on Divorce Sisters. Vaughn is Bridget's baby boyfriend. Ted do need a whooping. He do. He need hands and feet laid on him. If Nicole still cared, but if she don't care like she's moving now, then I can see how she's moving forward without laying any hands. How y'all feeling about Haley and her master plan to kill Bill? That was a bombshell that dropped this week of like what her whole backstory is, what she here to do. I'm glad they finally gave it to us because I have been begging since almost the beginning. She's just been a beautiful girl hanging on Bill's arm this whole entire time. I'm like, is this all she's here to do? Obviously not. I know one thing, Randy gonna get himself unalive behind her behind. How y'all feel about Haley? C. Corbin. Nicole is dirty. Ted and Carlton work together. That's not right. What's not right about it? What's not right about it? Like, I love this. Like, let's have this conversation. Honestly, if y'all have Discord, you can call in and you can talk versus having to type it in the chat. Let me drop the Discord in one sec. Let me open it up and drop it for y'all. Cause I want to have this conversation, and honestly, I feel like this is gonna be some culture work. Even having this conversation, because we have been taught that this is not right, and don't be homie hopping and yada 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 yada. But for me, and looking at the Ted and Nicole of it all, I don't really believe that Nicole owes Ted anything. You get loyalty. Loyalty is not a birthright. Loyalty is not um loyalty is not given regardless of how you behave. Loyalty is a reward in a mutually beneficial relationship. Oh, thank you, Dominic. Thank you so much. If you guys want to if you want to call in, you can click the Discord link that Dominic just placed in the chat. I'm going to pin it. And then join the waiting room, and then I can bring you in and you can speak. C. Corbin, I would love for you to come and state the case of how Nicole is raggedy because they friends. I would love to have that conversation. And I think I'm so far on the side of like, no, she's not, that I can't even, I try to argue multiple sides in my own brain, but I can't even come up with on his side. So I would love to have that conversation if you're open to it. Or if anybody wants to say anything, you can come in. But yeah, when it comes to that, I'm not even convinced that they're friends. They work together, sure. But to Elaine's point, right? We have watched him be a horrible father, a horrible husband, and a horrible ass friend because he's so self-centered. Ted moves about the world only concerned about himself. So maybe I would buy into this not being right because, you know, they have a tight bond and they be kicking it together all the damn time. But you don't even see that. If we don't see Ted by himself, we see him with Leslie. And in the very, very rare cases, we see him with Nicole. We barely see him with his damn kids. We don't ever see him with Carlton. Like, so I'm not even convinced that y'all are best friends. Hey, Dominic.
Hey,
How are
hope you
you?
happy Friday. Hope you're doing well.
I am. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. I just wanted to say that before I say what I have to say about the episode, that I really hope that you're not too fazed by the comments that I get last episode.
Oh,
Maybe
I'm
how you're
not.
able to make me take to be how you're able to converse with me and make change my whole perspective and have me analyze and break down certain things is something I would take from you and I never take for granted. So I really appreciate that. I have to give you your flowers for that. So you just
Aw.
keep doing what you're doing, and I was really sorry that you had to deal with that last episode. Really sorry about that.
Thank you so much. But you know, we're at this point. I should be used to it because this is that's nothing compared to what happened with All American, right? so so at this point, I'm learning that that's gonna be my thing. Every time I enter into like a new market with like a new show and I get popular, because that's what it is. A lot of people are watching my breakdowns now, so there's so many new people that I just need to
Mhm.
expect that to happen. So it is what it is.
I remember you said that you didn't want to cover Abbott Elementary, and probably for that same reason as well. So I could completely understand that. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my gosh. I think was it about Ted? I can't
Yeah,
remember
that's what we were
what you
talking
wanted
about. I'm
to.
trying to get C. Corbin to come in and state their case for why Nicole is trifling for dating Carlton. Or if anybody wants to join, you guys can
Me,
just join
me,
and
pers-
share your thoughts.
me personally, I at the start I really liked Ted, but over time, seeing how he moves, seeing how he allows Leslie to like play him like a chess piece,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, and he allows her, I guess, away all the time. The fact that you take your side mistress home and your wife still at Offie jeans to this day is very, very shocking and telling. Yeah. And the what made it what's whole the whole story too was the fact that your niece missing, kidnapped, and your mind is about how getting back in the family graces. So I and that's the thing, the fact that people who get upset and say, yeah, they forgive Ted about this, maybe something they are seeing something in Ted that resonates with them. So that's why they can't
Mm-hmm.
understand, they can't comprehend that what his actions, what he is doing is wrong. And I think that if Nicole takes him back, child, oh, but
I
I
feel
don't think
bad
he
for
should
her if
have.
she does, because
Listen, huh?
again, it's just for me. I'm just struggling to see what she would get out of it, and unfortunately, we are kind of normalized as women to like take the relationship itself as a win, and
Mm-hmm,
we societal wise, we don't expect men to come to the table emotionally grounded or stable. We don't expect them to come with effective communication skills. We don't expect them to be just as loyal as you are expecting a woman to, right? Like there's people who are like, well, Ted cheated 20 years ago. Nicole didn't cheat this entire time. But they want us to give credit to Ted because it only happened 20 years ago, but she never did it, period. Like there's just so many double standards when it comes to how men and women are expected to show up in relationships. And for me, I'm not going to ask anything of you that I can't actually give, which is why I'm perfectly fine with requiring what I'm requiring of you. Because if I can meet the
mm-hmm,
standards that I'm asking for, then you should be able to meet the standards that I'm asking for.
mm-hmm. A lot of women are just, it's just you have to accept who the man is and keep it pushing, especially in a family. The guy could do so many wrong, and the woman is supposed to just say, okay, I move on and shove that back down. I see it in my
Yeah.
family too. But I'm glad I'm in a society that, allows to unpack what I am feeling and but still take ownership and responsibility. These are my actions and how to carry about myself in the future, talking to somebody. So yeah,
Yes.
I appreciate from you. So
And I
I
love
hope that.
it. I appreciate that you even reach out to me like, hey, Erica, I'm thinking about this, or hey, I experienced this and I don't know how to feel about it. Because also that's a big part of my content or an important part for me and like why I talk about
Mm-hmm,
things in the way that I do. Because yes, this is entertainment, cool, but I have always used at least mass media like television shows and music to like govern myself to a certain extent. Like I didn't have
mm-hmm,
tutelage in certain ways. I didn't have parents who talked to me in the ways that I talk now. Like a lot of the things that I function with, the language that I have, these are things that I picked up along the way and that I had to go and find for myself. So, but I was
mm-hmm,
able to do so in the media that I was consuming. Like I was obsessed with Moesha and like watching her teenage story and like how things played out for her. Like, yes, it's not real, but a lot of it's based on real life. And I made certain decisions because I saw Mo do it, or I saw Brianna Barnes on 101. So there's still so to me there's so much power in storytelling and specifically media. And I have the conversations that I have in my content the way that I do because I feel like it's
mm-hmm,
we are able to process life in humanity without having to experience all the lumps and the bumps. Like we can watch it play out, we can have a conversation and like talk about how this won't work or does work or why this is hurtful and why all of those things outside of you
mm-hmm,
without you ever having experience it. And it could be such a powerful tool for how you shape your life. And I think that's the part that a lot of
mm-hmm,
people miss because I guess it's a little bit too heady or it's a little bit too like, girl, it ain't that damn deep, but it is that deep for me.
mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me bring Toy in. Hey Toy, welcome in, boo. Jacqueline, you said the
Alright.
Discord isn't working for you.
Let me try to push it share it again. Hold on.
Put the waiting room link in, Dominic, because
Okay,
I
no problem.
pinned that at the
Will do.
top, but I don't know if mine isn't working. Hey Toy, welcome in, boo.
Hey, y'all, this week was good. This week
Yeah.
was really good. I was like, okay, writers is writing. Let's go.
Yes.
Now I gotta say, Haley, you was stupid for putting in cupcake. That cupcake looked lopsided like a mug. Ain't nobody gonna eat that.
That cupcake was the dysfunctional one out the rip. Like, yes, you put it in a little red wrapper, girl, but it also looked like the saddest one of the daggone bunch, honey.
Yes, girl, you supposed to put like a presentation or something, make it look good or something. Or at least put it in his drink, baby. Put it in his drink. He would have drank it just fine with no problems. But you gonna go put it in a cupcake. Like, he gonna look at it like, I don't want that.
Haley trying to be this gangster Black Widow is going to send me. I just already know. Cause girl, please. She came in that daggone casino talk about some. I don't know who he think he is. I said, oh, not you ghetto. You ghetto now?
Right? She went gospel gangsta on him. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. This ain't the prissy prim Haley, but we should have known that because DANI clocked it.
Yep.
DANI clocked it when she was talking to Bill, and she said exactly what Haley was, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is not shocking, but I'm loving it.
And people
I'm
wrote her
wondering where
off.
this going.
People wrote her off.
Yes.
I have loved DANI from episode 1, and it's so funny because when I think about episode 1, me and my grandmother got into an argument because she was just like, no, DANI is crazy. And I'm like, no, she's honest. She might be wild. Yes. She might be, very much so vivacious and unpredictable, but she's honest. And I will always ride with an honest person. And the way that people like literally made excuses for like, oh no, DANI is just sad and DANI just mad that she lost her man. No, she's an honest person and she could pick up on things in an honest way, and she clocking what's going on with everybody. It's just the rapping that's distracting y'all, but she's pretty much telling the truth at all times, whether she like it or not.
But you got to remember, and this is even just in real life, a lot of people don't like honest people.
That's
when people
true.
are telling it like a TI is, 9 times out of 10, people are like, oh, I don't like her. Why? Because she told you the truth. And then you also got to think, like, nobody really likes the truth because the truth hurts them because nobody wants to hear it either.
Yep.
And then that's like people don't like Kat because Kat tells like a TI is too. It's just the way she tells it. That's what they don't like.
Yep.
The way she tells it.
I would agree.
But she does tell the truth because every single time she says something, it happens just like she said it was going to happen. I'd be like, Kat.
It does.
Yeah. And
if
then
Eva, coming in, hold on 1 second, Toy. If you're having trouble coming in, try again. I have my comment pinned, and Dominic also put the link in the chat. And the way that you're calling in is via Discord. So you will, if you're using like your phone, you will have to download Discord onto your phone. It is a free app. You don't have to like pay for anything. But yeah, the lines are open for you to call in. Just try to refresh if you're having issues. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to see if I could help her privately and see if I could send him a like a friend request or something, so I could send her the link properly and try to get her in as soon as I can.
Okay, thank you so much, Dominic.
Yeah, that might be your best bet. It also could be the Discord link though.
Really?
Y'all might want to see if it's either expired, because sometimes it do expire unless you like put it where it says it will never expire. But yeah, they've been having troubles with these Discord links.
Okay, hold on. Let me try to do another one again and see. But what were you saying before the Discord?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, and then I was listening to somebody else and they were telling me how much they love Eva. And I was like,
Really?
That tells me a lot about you. They was like, what do you mean? I said, because anybody knows if somebody can sit here and act like the part, but they not the part. I want somebody who's real. I don't want nobody who's gonna fake it and funk it. Because then when I see, I you know what, you gonna miss it. I'd rather it be right in my face and I know you fake, and I'm like, okay, she fake. I can't mess with her. You know what I mean? But Eva's a different type of fake though. Like I play victim type of fake, oh my God, my mom. I'm like, girl, your mama is crazy. And you know this though. Like, your mama's crazy. You know how your mama roll. But yeah, you over here tripping when people like actually put your mom in her place, because she needs to be put in her place. And many a time.
And that's the thing, like I was on board with Eva because I was like, okay, you were led astray. You don't know nothing to be true. But the moment everything becomes clear to you and you still make certain choices, oh, this is who you are, actually. You're no longer being manipulated and deceived anymore. You're raggedy. Got it.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'm gonna be honest, I did like her at first. I love her style.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
her
loved her at
style is
first
off the
too.
chain.
I loved her at
Because
first too.
Amber doing it.
Yes,
But
I think she's one of the best actresses on the show. I love that.
oh yeah,
Rent is due when she come to set to play Eva. Rent is due. she gonna make sure
when
get
that
paid
mouth
every
quivers, when she be quivering that mouth,
Yes.
and I don't understand. I'll be like, oh girl, okay, we doing it.
We doing it. Hey Jacqueline, welcome in.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I finally I done missed some content, but I'm in now.
Okay.
I got the question.
Well, we're talking about Eva, but originally I was saying anybody want to come up and tell me why Nicole is trifling for dating Carlton, because people are saying it in my comment section, but I don't get to have that conversation with anybody. So whatever you want to talk about, this is open forum, honestly.
I don't say that's trifling. However, I don't agree with it. First of all, they're in the workplace. I wouldn't date anybody in the workplace. They all work at the hospital.
He don't work at the hospital.
He's Ted's partner.
I thought he was Ted's partner.
At their clinic. He doesn't work at the hospital.
They have a clinic and then Ted has an office there at the hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Y'all notice that we don't ever see Carlton at the hospital?
Yeah, now that you say that, okay. Well, I don't know. It's kind of like the same as in Divorced Sisters. He's been a friend with them all this time. So,
but he hasn't done anything up until this point. I think I put a little bit more respect on the Carlton's name when, DANI was pressing him and he's like, I didn't make any moves. I didn't. Like, he has been, I guess, waiting in the wings. And
at this point, and I'm kind of like, well, bump Ted, you doing what you do. I need to do me now instead of just walking around with my feelings in my hand.
That part. I struggle with, like, I think 20-something Erica would be like, yes, no homie hopping, cool. But if the homie is much, much better aligned with who you want to be and who you are, and the homie actually has sense, and you missed the homie up front because you chose the wrong one at first, spin the block.
Right. And I don't think it's to get back at Ted. I asked stuff about Ted tonight, so I'm going to scale back. Because I was trying to get him a little playroom. But now he just keeps on going down. He just keeps going down.
Period.
And it doesn't look good. Just like the scene when he was I guess he was fighting her off, but then Eva opens the door and it looks like something else. He's always in these compromising positions.
Get a restraining order then.
You didn't call security. You didn't push her out. I mean, goodness. So I am kind of getting tired of them, really.
Yeah, and he hasn't really done anything. He hasn't tried to get a restraining order on Leslie or nothing. He hasn't done anything. He's just like, Leslie, go away, and that's it. And I'm like, okay.
While your chin is in her hand, Leslie, you need to stop. Why is she on you, Ted? Why is she here? Why is she rubbing on you? Like,
exactly,
sir, please. Because for me, I know somebody in the chat earlier was like, well, they didn't actually sleep together. Whether they consummated it or not, she has way too much free reign. She be touching on him too much. All of those are infractions of cheating for me. That's just how I move.
Teddy bear. She kills me with that. I don't know. I'm ready for them to do something with her.
They do. I feel like it's coming, but it's probably like a couple, like maybe 20 or so episodes out. We're going to get another big shift because they've already done a really huge arc with Leslie to get her to this place with the whole trust fund and all of that. So I think we're going to be stuck. We going in and out.
I still hear good.
I think we're going to be stuck with her hanging around, lurking for a while they center other character stories. But they definitely do need to have something afoot. I said in one of my breakdowns this week, and I was just like, they need to, I guess, pivot into a mental health arc, because I don't know what it is about Ted for Leslie. Maybe they need to start to dive into that. Why are you stuck on stupid about this man in particular? You now have money. You now have resources. What is it about Ted?
They need to bring that back. Bring
Yeah,
Ted back.
it just doesn't make any sense though. Like even
It
when she was
doesn't.
trying to put the 90210 reference in it, I was like, huh? Wait a minute, girl, you would not be Brenda. You would be Kelly. What are we doing? Like, I'm confused. I was like, wait a minute, what? It just didn't make any sense.
Yep.
What is it about Ted that just got you like, girl, that's my man. Like, what? What? I mean, not that Ted's not good looking. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Right.
Why?
It ain't it's not giving all of that. It's not all of the trouble that she's having to go through. That doesn't make sense.
But she exhausts me with all the stuff she's doing. I'm tired of her. She's exhausting.
What do y'all think about Nicole going to Ted's hotel room? Good night, Rose.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, shoot, I forgot. I'm
That's
sorry.
Okay, because as soon as we get off the chat, I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
I record and I have Paramount.
I think that's more like a farewell type of situation. I mean, they've been together for years. And I think that's what we also, as like watchers, forget too. They've been together for years. That's not something you could just throw away and say, "Oh, I'm not with this person no more." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've had kids together and everything like that. So I think that's more of a closure thing because it is hard on her. And then you got your daughter sitting here talking about, "Why don't you get back with dad?" Girl, if you don't shut up. Oh, girl. If you don't shut up. Because why would you put your mama through that? And just because you decided to get with a loser doesn't mean your mama got to stay with a loser. That makes no sense, baby. No.
I've been screaming that.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why she's just like, you know what I mean? She doesn't know where her head is because once again, she's been with this man for years and she's had these kids with them, even though like he did her grimy with the whole situation of Leslie and then the child and then having sex with Leslie, even though the having sex with Leslie thing and the way the show had did it, it was kind of like she actually took advantage of him, if we're going to be honest with you. Like, you know what I mean? He was drunk. I'm not making an excuse for him because, once again, it's Ted. But
right.
I'm saying she did take advantage of him. If this was like we were seeing this a different type of way, she did take advantage of him. But he didn't stop him.
100%.
Yeah.
And honestly, she took advantage of you. You know that she took advantage of you. And what are you doing about it?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm back. Like, it's like I can hold her accountable to taking advantage of you and being crazy, and you have done nothing about it.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely not. Restraining order. Leslie, you can't come. Like, why are y'all still even communicating? Eva grown. Eva is not where, like, Eva doing her thistle. So why are we even communicating? Like, why are you still coming to my hotel room? Like, what are we doing? You see what I'm saying? And he's not doing anything to stop her.
For her mama, and she's allowing herself to be used in that way, which is also why I stopped having empathy for her.
Yeah, but he's allowing it. He likes the attention. He likes the attention.
I agree. Which is also part of the problem.
Attention.
And I started my heavy Ted critique in talking about how his mask has slipped, and that ultimately is the reason why I'm like co-signing this divorce. He is not the man, not only the man that Nicole deserves, but he's not the man. You said what? He's not the man that he also told her he would be. So why are we holding on to this?
Yeah. It's like when you look at Ted and what's his name, Bill, and you see the difference of it all. Like, Bill looks like he regrets his decision.
Yes.
When he was in that office, he looked
married to somebody
what did I do?
else. Bill looks more sorrowful. Married to somebody else.
Ted's like, I did everything I can. What did you do? What did you do? Seriously, what did you do? You ain't did nothing. You ain't gave her a flower, nothing. You ain't did nothing.
Hey,
Martin's doing way more than you are.
Bill said he didn't do anything. He was betted against it.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. I'm like, he ain't in your corner on that one, Ted.
How in the hell
Yeah.
is Bill Hamilton giving I Want My Wife Back more than the man who is still married and going through a divorce, but he is married to a whole other woman? Ted, we need answers. Because that's what it's at the end of the day. Now that I've articulated that, it's like, oh my God, light bulb. Yes. Bill is way more remorseful while married to somebody else.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm like, what am I? Wait a minute. Hold on. I had to watch this. I had to watch it because I'm watching like 3,000 times over. I'm not going to lie because I love the writing.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it and I'm watching how Bill is and I'm watching how Ted is. I'm like, this man ain't got no remorse. This man got way more remorse and he's married to somebody else. He's not even like.
Hello. He ain't losing no sleep. He ain't getting no headaches. Meanwhile, Bill is in that damn office thinking, how I'm gonna do this? How I'm gonna
my
flip this?
back.
That's true what y'all saying. That's true because Bill is also making a connection with his daughters. Whereas I don't know, the last time I saw Ted interact with Martin and
Kat,
Kat, yeah.
Kat's whole world went upside down because Chelsea was missing. Where was Ted? Trying to get his come-ups and trying to get his attaboy for freaking Leslie. But if you don't get on my face, Ted, I swear. You know, I did this, so I think y'all should give me. Like, what are you doing?
Literally. No. Exactly. So, yeah, Ted, it's still about to ask, sir.
It's still about to ask.
Enough of Ted.
Wednesday Talk. Hey, boo, welcome in. They need to use this as a way for Ted to get her locked up. Please.
Fact.
Something.
She need to get locked up a long time ago.
She need to go to prison or lose that money or both. Something needs to happen for sure. Because I'm sick. I
hope she lose that money. Or that really ain't that lady's daughter. I hope that it's a scam. I'm hoping. Because this lady doing too much. She winning. And that don't make no sense.
She was doing a lot on no budget. And y'all gonna go give her millions of dollars? Child.
Yes.
She's only got 1 million. I mean, she's done a lot for this million.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, it couldn't have just been $1 million. It couldn't have been just 1 million. She must be getting $1 million a month.
Oh, well, something. But I think something was said. Peaches came back. Something happened with oh God, was it Peaches? Leslie was pregnant and gave the baby up for adoption or something. So she had a baby. I don't think Evie is her child. I've always thought that.
Wait, what?
Are we talking about Leslie, right?
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, oh gosh, I forgot who it was. Maybe it was a scene with Peaches a couple of weeks ago. Oh goodness. Who was she talking to?
You don't think that Eva's Leslie's child?
But something about Leslie had a baby and gave the baby up.
I thought she was talking about her mom.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Her mom articulate.
But I'm gonna say this from the beginning. I never thought that Eva is Leslie's biological child.
No, nobody thinks that, Miss Jacqueline. Nobody thinks that that's her daughter.
Oh wait, you don't think so either? I stopped talking about it because I'm like, oh, maybe it's far-fetched.
I think she stole him away from
Nicole.
From Nicole and
so
Ted.
I think so too.
Cause the way she be acting, she don't be acting like a mama. I'm sorry, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna kick my daughter out. I don't care what she did. No, she's not getting kicked out for that. Nah.
She uses Eva like the tool she is, and not the daughter that she claims she is. Yep.
She does use her, and then I get mad at Eva for always covering it for her and rescuing her.
Yeah.
Yes, that part. So
Eva, what did she do for you? She didn't give Eva a dime of that money, but you're gonna buy her the apartment.
I'm wondering why we haven't had the conversation of like, Leslie, you are not her only descendant, because if you had a daughter, she now has 2 descendants. So there's something that should be going to Eva directly. She shouldn't have to ask you for money.
That's that part right there. That's exactly how it works. I don't know what the show's trying to do. That's why I said I don't think that's her daughter. I don't think that's her daughter.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Kat's her daughter, and maybe like they had like a baby switch.
I
But
thought
I
that
don't
at the
think
beginning.
any of them kids is her daughter. And I think
thought
she's
that
the
because
way
they look
she's talking
alike.
to Nicole.
I feel like the
Yeah.
casting was very intentional, and because of how Martin, Kat, and Eva look, I feel like it was a switch that birth type thing.
Yes.
But ideally, I would love for that not to be the case and both of them to be Nicole's daughters. But
Me
to
too.
add extra drama and tension and like to put Kat through hell, her being Leslie's daughter would be an interesting story to tell.
Kat would probably commit suicide.
Oh my gosh.
Kat,
After all that
my
stuff
God.
she said, you look homeless and all that. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Kat,
Kat
and
could not stand
oh,
Leslie.
oh, I don't
Kat's
know.
whole
That's
world will be turned upside down.
I'm telling you. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. That'd be good TV though.
It would.
That would be good TV.
It would
would.
really be good TV. They could ride a whole 30 episode arc off of that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I do think that Eva is Ted's daughter, but I don't think that Leslie is the mom. No,
Right,
I really
right.
just don't.
Right.
Because the way that they first of all, Eva has a heart. Leslie
Yeah.
does not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't even care about Chelsea missing. She went over there to mess with them. Oh, Bill, this how you should feel, how I felt. Like, what, girl? If you don't go somewhere,
A mess and a
far
half.
away.
Yes.
So no, I don't think. I still think that she stole them babies. She stole them babies.
I can see it. I could totally see it. Anything else before we get ready to get out of here, y'all, that y'all want to share from this week or thus far in the show?
Yes, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all okay? So you were saying in one of your in one of your breakdowns that you think that DANI is maybe pregnant with Andre's baby.
I want her to be pregnant. I don't think she's pregnant, but I want her to. Like, I want that creative choice so bad. You said what?
As much as they be hunching, I think that she would be. I think she could be. Definitely. They be hunching like every episode. I'm like,
They've been hunching strong for the last 2 months at least. You've been going through a couple ovulation cycles, yes. And she already talking about the woman of a certain age, so it feels like you're gonna get a little bit lax with your contraceptives. And maybe he's the only person she slept with since Bill. So that probably didn't even have like a birth control regimen in place for real. Oh, that is an easy like stir the pot. Let her get pregnant.
And then Erica, what do you think about that cupcake that Naomi had ingested? Like maybe she might actually. This is how I think they're gonna do it. She literally started getting like used to like having a baby and being excited about it, and then she loses the baby because of that cupcake.
So I don't think she's gonna get excited about it at all. But I don't know if this is like slow acting because this is her homegrown poison recipe or what. I feel like the easiest but still a creative writing choice is to have her go through a miscarriage and the blood work show that there was something in her blood that could have caused it. And then that caused her to like reflect. I don't think that if she goes through a miscarriage, she's going to have been before the miscarriage like, you know what, I do want to have this baby. But that's going to create the most internal conflict for her because she knew that she didn't want to have the baby, but she also could have something in her mind where she didn't want to lose the baby. Like then it kind of feels like her choice was taken away. And I think that's where they're going to go in reference to like that mentally for her.
I be feeling bad for Jacob. I be seeing his little face.
I do too.
I be wanting to cry. I be like,
he's such a good man. He deserves so much. Like Jacob is like damn near perfect when it comes to me. I wish he had a little bit more body, but as a person, like as a man, he is so solid and he listens. He's emotionally intelligent, and Naomi be giving that man the blues. I feel bad for him so bad.
Society would look at that as a simp, unfortunately. Not saying that he is.
I've been on other channels and interacted with some men folk on some other channels in the red pilling child, and I'm just like, my God.
I done had them myself.
I can't.
Yeah, I done had them myself.
I can't.
And they are interesting. I'd be like, oh, who hurt you? Like, really?
Hello?
Who did it?
Jacob
Dang.
is quite literally the prototype that all of y'all should be mirroring yourselves behind.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how they only have been talking to him this week. I mean, I get her
I
side
didn't like
of it, but
It's not the best, but what I am like, yes, she's a little bit curt, but she's also in a very emotional place. She's lost control. What I appreciate about their dialogue this week is that they actually have it. The lines of communication are open and honest, and it doesn't come out perfect, but it comes out, and that you can work with.
I think it was realistic though too.
Yeah,
because especially since the fact that we've already had this conversation, you knew what it was, and then now you like excited, and I don't know what to do with these emotions because like I don't want the baby, and you want the baby. Now I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? So I can understand her, you know, how the way she's doing it. But yeah, I do agree. When I was hearing her talk, I was like, girl, just give him a hug or something. I understand, girl, because he looked like he wanted to cry.
Yes.
I was like,
she's
oh
standing
God.
10 toes. She's standing on business, and he just like, oh God. And what I love about it though is that he really wants her to feel seen and heard, which is something that is not the norm. So he continues to win respect points for me because he does have his very real feelings about it, and he has his desires now that may have shifted, but he is not leading with like, my thoughts, my feelings are more important than yours, which is typically the norm for men.
That is so true because he's still trying to comfort her. He's like, I got this for you. I did this. And then she's like, well, just leave me alone. I'm like, Naomi, stop. This is what I'm doing literally when I'm watching the show. I'm like,
yeah, she was like, I sure hope you enjoy it. I'm like, okay, then, but don't be so hard.
Right. I was just like, please leave him alone.
She's definitely rough around the edges, but y'all, she pregnant and she don't want to be. That's a hell of a place to be. And not
she needs to really understand what she wants to do.
Huh? No, that's a hard situation to go through.
She prolonged.
And then now her dad, like, yeah, that's a hard situation to go through.
I mentioned this in my breakdown. I didn't really expand upon it, but I guess I could do so here. I actually was a little bit disappointed that she didn't reveal to Bill that she's pregnant, because I feel like he might be the conversation that she need to have when it comes down to her, like, and her processing this decision behind this episode with this conversation. So much of it became illuminated for me because she mirrors a lot of how she navigates her ambition in her career after him. And he's the parent who did not sacrifice, who missed everything, who did the things. And she has feelings as a daughter about it, right? Because she was the one who lost out on time with her dad. But she also now has like respect for it and can see it for what it is. So she's not holding it against him in her adulthood. But I feel like so much of like her feelings around it might be hinged on like Bill and him thinking that she's just waiting to have kids and not completely sworn off of them is an interesting place for him to be. And had she revealed it, I feel like they could have talked it out a bit more, and that might be what she needs. What do y'all think?
I think watching today's episode and how Bill reacted, and he was like, wait a minute, you're not pregnant, that I think the way she gets that way of thinking is from him.
Yeah.
Because she's like, Dad, you were successful. You wouldn't have been successful if it wasn't for you. You would have, resented us. If you hear the way she's talking to him, you're like, oh my God, this is why you got all these concerns, because it is food. Mm-hmm. And then he's not sitting there like, no, that's not why, I've always wanted you kids. Like, he's not sitting there, giving her that. He's sitting there like, well, yeah, but I did this for you kids and everything like that. But she's still sitting there like, yeah, but you would have resented us. Dad. You know what I'm saying?
And I think what he needed to hear was that she don't want to have kids at all. Because he didn't hear that, I think that he didn't jump to the defense of that because he didn't even know that that's an option.
I think it was once he had said, what did he say? He said, are you, he was like, well, yeah, he was like, I'm glad you guys are waiting. There's nothing wrong with waiting. That's when she was like, I'm not saying nothing. Because she probably was going to tell him. But then he said that. And that just changed everything. Because that's where she's getting her way of thinking is because of her dad. It ain't her mama, because her mama was like, baby, I wanted you.
Right.
I don't know what you talking about. I had you for a reason, baby.
Yeah.
No. The daddy didn't say that, though. The dad was like, yeah, you know, your career. And I'm like, oh, this where you get this way of thinking, Naomi. It makes so much sense now.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
It
At
does.
first I was just like, well,
Yeah,
she could have got that from Danny. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Mr.?
I said she looks up to Bill.
Yeah, she does.
She was very disheartened in the first few, in the first episodes, and trying to wrap her head around him and Haley. You know, she didn't even want to have nothing to do with it. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
When did she come back around and kind of gave him some grace and accepted him? I think it was even before the stroke.
Really? I think it was the stroke.
Probably was. Maybe it was.
Yeah, because before this, she was like,
get
away from me.
She was putting belt to ass
No,
with
I
him.
think it was. No, I think it was
Many a time.
I think it was a lawsuit.
Well, the lawsuit leading into the stroke, she felt like she was the cause of the stroke. So that's when her walls completely came down.
Yeah, that's when she first noticed him with the hand tingling or whatever.
Thank you, Dominic.
Yeah, because remember, she wasn't going to take the lawsuit because of him. Danny told him, no, don't take the lawsuit because that's still your dad. You love your dad. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
And then she told him, I'm not taking it because of you. I couldn't do anything if something had happened to you. I don't know what I would do. So I definitely do believe like she does love her dad. And I think she's just more disappointed in him with the whole thing with Haley.
100%.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Cause that's just wrong. I'm sorry. If my daddy would have, child, I don't know how to act.
Me either, child. Me either. Jacqueline, anything else you want to add before we get ready to get out of here?
Oh, just quickly, because when she mentioned the Haley thing just now, when they showed the little backstory with Haley baking the cupcakes at Danny's house when they were a family, I thought that was going to show a little more because I was trying to figure out how did she and Bill connect.
Yeah.
It could have been just a doggone cupcake. I mean, what transpired? I thought they were probably going to show some type of eye, making eyes at each other or staring.
They going to spoon feed it to us. Because he had the conversation, the episode before that, he had the conversation with Caroline, and he was like, when I saw Danny, it was love at first sight. And then Caroline was like, well, was it like that for Haley? He was like, no. But then they showed us that, and it was the moment that he met her was that, and we didn't get to see like a whole like Raven Baxter moment with the eye for them. But I think that they're like drip feeding what the start of their relationship was. So that's one piece. I feel like 4 episodes from now, we're going to get another. And then another 4 episodes from there, we're going to get another. And we're going to have to put it together over time.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, I think that's all for tonight. This is so good. I love your breakdowns.
Oh, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you.
I always love her breakdown. Yeah, her breakdowns be awesome. I love them. And I love the fact that you do these lives. Like I said, a lot of people don't allow other people to come in and say what they also think too. So I think that this platform is a really good platform. I'm telling you, I'd be looking for it. I'd be like, did Erica say anything yet? No, dang, man, I gotta wait. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see what she gonna say. Now, like I said, there might be some times where I'd be like, I don't agree. But and then there'd be sometimes I'd be like, yes, girl, you were spot on. I agree.
We can have that conversation. I love it. As long as it's like with respect and receipts, like I'm down to have a conversation. I love a conversation, child. So I'm glad that y'all enjoy this. I'm glad that y'all.
I love it, and I love how you broke down about yourself too. Like when you showed emotion in regards to that person who had wrote what they wrote, and you literally broke down how you are as a person. Yeah. That shows. That was awesome. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I get her now. I totally get it because I'm the same way. I be sitting here. I can't have certain conversations with people. This is why I be messing me up because I can't have conversations with people about TV. They be like, "Why are you so excited about the TV?" I'm passionate. Leave me alone. I love it. Like,
and it
there's
don't hurt
nothing wrong with
nobody.
that.
Like, this don't hurt nobody. There's so many people who are making decisions and they getting their joy from hurting others or taking advantage of others. Like, I'm getting my life having dope conversations about life and love and everything else as it pertains to TV. Like, let me have this.
That's right. But that is what
Exactly.
TV is, though.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's entertainment.
it's
Yeah.
entertainment, but it is also, it deals with real life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and you know this too, Erica, as a writer.
Yep.
It is literally dealing with what your issues is that you had in your life, or whatever the case may be, or something that you've seen. These are things that are happening in real life. That's why you can, relate to it, or you can be like, oh my God, I'm going through that right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Literally.
That's literally what it is.
I was on Jen's channel yesterday. So if you guys haven't checked her out yet, her channel is called So What You Think. And she does live streams every single day. And I popped into hers yesterday, and a realization came to mind for me, because she was just like, some of this I don't like because it's just too real. Like, I think we were talking about the men, and I was like, I think that the men in Beyond the Gates do mirror the men that we're seeing out in the world. Like, there are very few Jacobs, and there are a bunch of Bills and a bunch of like all of that. She's just like, but it's just too real. This is supposed to be entertainment. And I told her, I was like, what I like about it is that on the page or in a book or in a play that you are writing, you can put real life out there, and you can actually resolve it. You can go through the process of the ins and outs of the ups and downs of it and come to some type of resolution because you have control of the story. But in real life, you might have a person who's running from having a conversation that needs to be had. A person might pass and you never get closure. So I realized in that conversation yesterday of like, this is also why I gravitate to this so much, because I can engage with these real life themes and topics and stuff that's happening, but do so in a way that can be a little bit more complete than you can with real people who have other things going on.
Right.
I definitely agree. I also think that, and Erica, I've been waiting for you to do this. I've been waiting. I mean, I love that you're doing Beyond the Gates, but I've been waiting for you to do Lincoln Heights.
Oh, going back. Yes, I love Lincoln Heights so much.
I need you to go back.
I watch it randomly every now and again. Like back in August, right after Cole passed, I started watching it a little bit. Oh, I could do that. That show has so many wonderful themes.
Show.
I saw it I watched it when it aired on TV back years. I just started watching it on Hulu maybe last week.
It's good. That show meant something to me so much that I even go to, like, now I make a habit, like I'm a big like book person and I'm at libraries a lot, but I don't live in Lincoln Heights, but I go to the Lincoln Heights library because of that show. Like, I am in that neighborhood pretty regularly just because of that show. So I can do that.
I think you should do that. Because you was good at All American, and I think you should do Lincoln Heights.
Another YA moment.
Oh man, but it's different though, because this was time difference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's gonna be a little bit different, Erica. For sure. You ain't gonna get I ship such and such. You're not gonna hear all that.
Let me just interrupt. Somebody asked in the chat, why did they stop looking into Laura's accident?
I don't know.
Like they just put her under the rug.
It's gonna come back up again, though. I promise you, it is.
I feel like they just pressed pause on it. I don't know if they stopped. I think Jacob started getting hit with so many things. Like, there's bodies popping up. There was the the dude who the brother of who Martin killed. He died in the park, and Jacob started paying attention to Maurice or Marcel from that. I called him Maurice. And then now Doug. I think maybe it's just pushed back or on pause, because one of the things that they're waiting on is like DNA or something, right? And that takes a while.
Yeah, that does take a while. But I also think that you got the Haley situation, because they got so much going on in this soap, right?
Yep.
You got the Haley situation. You got the situation with DANI. I don't know why that's the situation. I love him. I love Andre and DANI.
I love him now. Andre pissed me off when it come to Ashley. like, I was I was so mad.
And her Wonder Bread self. I cannot stand her.
That was gonna make me stop watching, y'all. I was so close. Toy, I was so close. Episode 100, I was so close to saying I'm never watching this again. I'm so glad I hung in there. Yeah. But I was really close, y'all. Like, Ashley is not working for me. And his attraction to her is aggravating me every single time they give us a scene.
It just don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense why he's attracted to her. Because what did she do?
Hi, Naisha.
What did she do?
In.
Nothing.
She don't do nothing. At least give us a bad Wonder Bread girl, like a girl who got some. She a little witty.
Yeah, somebody like Vanessa. Vanessa, right?
Okay, so Vanessa, that part, her trolloping overshadows her because she does give off, very competent real estate agent. Like she definitely gives that for sure. But I would need something even better. Like I would need the white version of Nicole. That's what I would want.
That would be interesting.
Like Ashley
or
should
even
be
a white
that.
version of Danny.
Or even the white version of Shanice. How about that? The white version of Shanice.
Ooh, I would love that.
Like y'all gonna give us this bland ass lady?
Shanice don't get enough love from me. Shanice don't get enough love from me.
I need her up in season 2. I need her up. I need her to be in the mix because Miss Girl. Ooh.
Ashley is not attractive. I'm sorry.
She got great hair.
Yeah. She does.
She has great white woman hair.
But I just don't get the Ashley attraction because I'm like,
at all.
Really? What Danny say? She says she's so funny. She make vanilla spicy.
when Danny said that on the show, the way I felt so validated because I've been calling her vanilla from the very beginning. I have been calling her Wonder Bread, I think, since episode 20. When Danny said she make vanilla look spicy, I said, this is why me and Danny are locked in forever.
Here, yeah. My friend calls her raisin in the potato salad. They go raisin in the potato salad. Hey, now y'all know that don't mix. Everybody know that don't mix.
But that's what she gives.
That does not go, but yeah. Or carrot.
It don't mix.
Well, y'all, thank y'all so much for calling in. I'm gonna try to do this again next week so that we can catch up at the end of another fun week of episodes of Beyond the Gates. I appreciate all of y'all's commentary, your support, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the content.
Yes, please keep doing this, Erica. Don't let nobody discourage you or nothing. You need me to be Debo, I'll be Debo all up in this chat. I ain't even playing. No, she got disputed.
I appreciate it. At this point, I'm getting used to it. Like after the whole All-American and the sisters of it all with their fandoms, this is just, I guess, part of the course. Whenever I get popular in the area,
unfortunately, it is. Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it. What kind of world we live in right now? Everybody got an opinion. Opinions is like a-holes. Everybody got one. But it's to the point now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you see what happened with Love Island. That was just, wow, girl. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's just the world we live in now. And I think we just kind of got to take it with it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you got to say what you're going to say. Say what you're going to say. I'm ready.
Period.
You know what I mean?
And I'm going to stand
and you're not a person who's going to back down anyway. That's not who you are.
Nope.
Girl, please, I done read you a long time ago. She ain't gonna back down. I'm like, go on, Erica. Say what you gotta say. I'm ready. I was seated and had my popcorn.
Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful weekend and stay safe.
Thank you too.
You as well.
Bye, Beyond the Gate family.
Yes, bye, Beyond the Gate family. Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a wonderful live. I appreciate y'all's patience with me not being on camera. I typically love to be, but I love that I'm able to do this as well because sometimes I won't show up if I can't show up camera ready. And now I'm like, no, I could just come audio and y'all gonna still talk with me. Y'all gonna still kick it. This was such a great conversation. If you're kicking it and checking out the replay, then still drop a comment and let me know what you think about the things that we discussed. I am going to have my breakdown for today's episode 153, up shortly. If it's not up already, if you're watching this on a replay, again, thank you to everybody who joined me live. I'm going to work on doing these every Friday, so be on the lookout. Turn on your bell notifications. Again, thank you guys so very much for all of the support and the great conversations, and I'll see you in the next one.